Last night's Late Show turned into an absolute firestorm when Stephen Colbert and Elon Musk locked horns in one of the most jaw-dropping live TV moments we've seen in years. What started as a standard late-night interview spiraled into a verbal cage match that had the audience gasping, the internet exploding, and everybody picking sides. Before we dive into this chaos, please like and subscribe, and stick around to the end for the full breakdown. From the moment Elon Musk stepped onto that stage, you could feel the air crackle. The vibe was off, like a storm brewing. The crowd sensed it, Colbert knew it, and Musk? Well, he walked out with that half-smirk, ready for a fight he didn't expect to lose. Colbert kicked things off with a handshake and a grin that screamed trouble. "So, Elon," he said, voice dripping with that patented sarcasm, "you're out here colonizing Mars, rewiring brains with Neuralink, and turning X into, what, a galactic group chat? Do we get a discount if we sign up for all three?" The audience roared, but Musk's smile was tight, like he was already calculating his next move. He leaned back, cool as ever, and fired off a rehearsed line about SpaceX pushing humanity forward and X being the ultimate truth machine. Standard Musk stuff, right? But Colbert wasn't here for the TED Talk. He leaned in, eyebrow cocked, and went for the jugular. Truth machine, huh? Because nothing says truth like a Tesla that thinks a stop sign's a suggestion at the Indy 500. The crowd howled, a mix of laughter and shock. Musk's face froze, his eyes narrowing. "That's a gross exaggeration," he shot back, voice sharp. "Teslas are the safest cars on the road, statistically." Colbert didn't blink. "Oh, absolutely," he said, nodding with mock sincerity. "Nothing screams safety like a Cybertruck door jamming during a live demo." Again. The audience erupted, but Musk wasn't laughing. His fingers twitched on the armrest, his jaw tight. You could see the fuse burning. "Let's not pretend you're an engineer, Stephen," Musk snapped, his tone ice cold. "You're a comedian. Stick to jokes." The crowd gasped, some cheering, others squirming. Colbert just smirked, unfazed. "I don't need a degree to read headlines, Elon," he said. "Like the one where your self-driving cars keep missing the self part." That landed like a haymaker. The studio went wild, but Musk's expression was pure steel. "I came here to talk innovation," he said, voice low and tense, "not to get ambushed by cheap shots from someone who's never built a damn thing." Colbert didn't flinch. He crossed his arms, eyes gleaming. "And I'm here to make sure billionaires don't call hype progress," he fired back. The crowd was electric now, half laughing, half stunned. Colbert kept pushing. "Let's talk X. You renamed Twitter like you're auditioning to be a Bond villain. Free speech, you say? Sounds more like free-for-all." Musk shifted in his seat, angling away from Colbert, his face a storm cloud. "I'm building a platform for truth," he said, words clipped. "Not a censored circus like legacy media." Colbert pounced. "Truth? You let conspiracy nuts run wild, ban journalists for asking questions, and amplify whatever suits your mood. That's not free speech, Elon. That's ego." The audience split, some clapped, some booed, others just sat there, mouths open. Musk's eyes burned. "You're a parody of yourself," Colbert said, his smile gone, his voice low. "You used to be a visionary. Now you're a troll with a rocket." The studio went dead silent. Musk scoffed, shaking his head. "This is ridiculous," he muttered, loud enough for the mic to catch. Colbert sensed blood in the water and went all in. "You're juggling 5 companies, right? Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, the boring company, X. It's like you're speedrunning a billionaire midlife crisis." The crowd roared, a mix of gasps and laughter. Musk sat frozen, his knuckles white. "And let's not forget," Colbert continued, you promised self-driving cars by 2020, Mars colonies by 2022, brain chips by now. Yet here we are, dodging potholes in Teslas and watching Starlink glitch on live streams. The audience was losing it, but Musk's face was a mask of fury. Is it possible, Colbert said, his voice dropping to a razor-sharp whisper, that you're just over-promising and under-delivering? That you care more about headlines than results? The room froze. Even the band held their breath. That's a low blow, Stephen, Musk snapped, his voice shaking with barely contained rage. You have no idea what it takes to build what I've built. Colbert didn't miss a beat. Maybe not, he said, but I know what it looks like when Tesla's stock tanks after your latest tweet. The crowd gasped. That one hit hard, especially since word was already spreading that Tesla shares had dipped 6% that day after Musk tweeted a cryptic meme about legacy media clowns. Colbert knew it, and he twisted the knife. I mean, he said, gesturing to the camera, if your tweets were Tesla's, they'd be recalled by now. The audience exploded, half in shock, half in awe. That was it, Musk was done. He stood up, ripping off his mic with a sharp yank, the wire snagging on his jacket. This is a clown show, he growled, waving off a frantic production assistant. I don't need to sit here and be insulted by a guy who reads cue cards for a living. Colbert leaned back, calm as ever. You're right, Elon, he said. You don't. But maybe stick around, you might learn how to take a punch. The crowd went berserk, cheering and gasping as Musk stormed off, disappearing behind the curtain. The camera cut to Colbert, who just raised an eyebrow and said, well, folks, that's one way to end an interview. The band kicked in, and the show cut to commercial, but the internet? Oh, it was just getting started. Please like and subscribe, let's keep going. Backstage, chaos reigned. Producers were screaming into headsets, CBS execs were already on the phone, and Colbert? He was in his dressing room, scrolling X, sipping a water, and reading the avalanche of posts. Musk meltdown, screamed one headline. Colbert crushes billionaire, blared another. Tesla's stock was down 7% in after-hours trading, and X was a war zone of memes, hot takes, and reaction videos. Musk went radio silent, no tweets, no posts, nothing. The man who lived online had vanished. Then, at 2:47 a.m., he broke the silence with a single post. Some confuse comedy with courage. Others confuse failure with fame. Guess who sat behind the desk tonight? I build. He mocks. That tweet detonated, 500,000 retweets in an hour. By morning, YouTubers were slicing up every glare, every quip, every twitch of Musk's jaw. Reddit threads debated whether Colbert went too far or if Musk finally met someone who wouldn't bow. TikTok was flooded with reenactments, some calling Colbert a legend, others painting Musk as a martyr for innovation. But the real drama was behind the scenes. CBS was in panic mode. Tesla yanked its ad deal by 10 a.m., and SpaceX pulled a planned segment on Starlink. Colbert's producer, Denise, barged into his dressing room. "For execs are on the line," she said, voice tight. "They want a statement, preferably one that doesn't sound like you meant to torch a billionaire on live TV." Colbert didn't look up from his phone. "He came here expecting a free ad," he said. "He got questions instead. If he can't handle it, that's his problem." Denise sighed. "They're saying you cost the network millions, Stephen. Musk isn't just a guest, he's a force. And he's pissed." Colbert stood, adjusting his tie in the mirror. "Then maybe he shouldn't be so easy to rattle," he said, his eyes sharp. Meanwhile, at Tesla HQ, Musk was in war mode, pacing a conference room packed with PR reps, lawyers, and his inner circle. A massive screen looped the interview, but Musk didn't watch. "I want him buried," he snapped. His top lawyer frowned. "You can't cancel Colbert, Elon. He's not a startup you can buy. Musk stopped pacing, his eyes glinting. Then I'll outshine him. We'll build something better, a platform that makes his show look like a relic. Hours later, a teaser dropped across X, Tesla dashboards, and Starlink feeds. A sleek logo flashed with one word, truth. A countdown followed, launching in 72 hours. The internet lost its mind. At the Ed Sullivan Theater, Colbert's team watched the teaser in stunned silence. Denise held up her tablet. "You need to see this," she said. Colbert stared at the screen, Musk, in a futuristic studio, speaking to millions. "Legacy media is dead," Musk said. "We're building the future." He didn't name Colbert, but every word was a shot. Truth launched to 15 million viewers, a sci-fi spectacle that felt like a TED Talk crossed with a superhero lair. Musk stood center stage, calm but intense. "No scripts, no gatekeepers, just ideas," he said. "This is what free speech looks like." The audience, online and in studio, ate it up. Fans called it revolutionary, critics called it Musk's vanity project. Then came the bombshell. The screen cut to a teaser, a silhouette in a chair across from Musk. The outline was unmistakable, Stephen Colbert. The internet split. Was it real? A stunt? Half screamed, "Colbert's going back for round 2. Others yelled, "It's fake." He'd never. Back at the theater, Colbert watched the teaser and said 3 words, "It's a challenge." 2 nights later, Truth aired its premiere. The countdown hit 0, and 20 million tuned in. Then, without warning, the camera panned to the guest chair. Stephen Colbert was there, no intro, no smile, just a hard stare. "You called me out," he said, voice steady. "I'm here." Musk nodded, almost impressed. "No filters," he said. "You start." For a moment, it was civil. Musk laid out his vision, truth as a platform for raw ideas, no media spin. He accused late-night shows of peddling narratives, weaponizing laughs. Colbert listened, arms crossed, then struck. "You're not giving truth," he said. "You're giving a megaphone to whoever flatters you most. This isn't freedom, it's your playground." The studio went quiet. Musk's eyes narrowed, but Colbert kept going. "You think I humiliated you? You walked into my show thinking you were untouchable. That's not vision. That's arrogance." Musk gave a cold laugh. Says the guy who's made a career dunking on people smarter than him. Colbert didn't blink. "I don't dunk," he said. "I question. You're the one who thinks questions are bullets." Then came the kill shot. Colbert leaned in, voice low. "You're not the future, Elon. You're a mirror. A shiny one, built for one guy to admire himself and call it progress." The silence was deafening. Musk's jaw twitched, his hands flexing. He turned to the camera, forcing a smile. "Let the audience decide who's right," he said. Colbert stood. "I'm not here to win," he said, voice flat. "I'm here to finish this." He walked off, leaving Musk alone under the lights. The internet went nuclear. The clip of Colbert's exit topped every trending list. Headlines screamed, "Colbert crushes Musk again. Truth or tantrum?" X was a battlefield of memes and manifestos. TikTok churned out reaction videos, Reddit threads ran thousands of comments deep. Truth kept airing, but it didn't dominate like Musk hoped. Fans loved it, but advertisers hesitated, and mainstream viewers stayed skeptical. The Late Show, meanwhile, soared. Ratings spiked, new sponsors flooded in, and Colbert became a symbol of defiance. Behind the scenes, CBS execs were sweating. They begged Colbert for a softer tone, maybe an apology. He refused. This wasn't about laughs, he told Denise backstage. It was about calling out power when it thinks it's above the rules. Denise smirked. Think he'll ever come back on the show? Colbert adjusted his tie, a glint in his eye. Only if he brings a thicker skin. A week later, Colbert stood ready for another late show. Denise asked, "You mentioning him tonight?" He shook his head. Said all I needed to. The curtain rose, the crowd roared, and Colbert stepped out, not as a victor, but as a man who stood tall when it counted. If this showdown had you hooked, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic clashes, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Who won, Musk or Colbert? We're reading every take. Please like and subscribe, let's keep this going.